Good morning and hello. Welcome to Courage Haven. Another episode. This one's going to be a Rebels Chill with You video. I'm doing videos this morning via random. And then afterwards, I'm going to check all my notifications on TT because it's been a hot minute since I've been on. I know. And I'm pretty sure my DMs are flooded as usual with where you at? Where you been? Yes. Yes. Now, I love it though because when I get DMs like that and messages and they're like, Rebel, where you at? You be MIA, and people, because it shows me that people are paying attention. They're paying attention to my content. They're waiting for that next episode. They're waiting for that next Rebels Chill With You video. They're waiting for the Q&As, or maybe you're, into my content because you are interested in my trauma survival stories. Whatever part that you're interested in, or what section or sector of my content that pulls you in, what topic, whatever, that keeps bringing you through. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. And, with the comments and stuff like that, it shows me what people want to see me post, or what they want to see me talk about or hear me talk about, or things or topics that they would like to see me tackle or address. And for me, that's interesting because it gives me ideas and it gives me things to go on so that my content is never dry. Well, it's always dry, like when I'm MIA. But, and make sure that I keep things interesting and different and unique and kind of up to beat with my followers and everybody, so that not everything is the same and it's not the same old song and dance. I don't want to get boring. Oh, damn it. But I just want to keep everything sharp and relevant, I guess is the word that I was looking for. I don't ever want to come off stale or anything like that because my content genre don't change, and it's the same old topic, same old thing. So that's why I love your comments and your suggestions and your ideas, and whatever you got to say, is I'm interested in your mind and where it's at and how it works and all that good stuff. But yeah, this is a Rebels Chill With You. Sinuses at its finest. Yeah. Oh, I've been up for 10, 15 minutes now. I put out the first video. It's the Q&A, number 3. I think we're on number 3. I hope so, because I labeled it number 3. But after this, I'll go and proof watch my 2 videos that I have put out, and proof watch other videos I have on my page, because I check comments and stuff like that, replies or whatever of what people say. I like to try to the most part of my, best of my abilities, to be able to recognize people's comments and seeing what they're saying, because it matters, how other people feel and think. Not personally per se about me, you're so, it doesn't really matter what people. It does to a fine line. It matters to a fine line about what people, think and think, because think and think, think and say. because like in the influencer world, basically is, basically what I'm saying, being an influencer and stuff, then you gotta take people's opinions and comments and suggestions and all that good juju, and you're gonna take it into consideration and use that, and make good content and stuff. Oh man, there's a couple of series that I'm watching. I'll write them down, but I'll be having another video coming up about movie commentary and personas and stuff like that off of whatever it is that I watch, and I'll have another one of those movie, aka real life, movie versus real life survival and scenarios and stuff, which is kind of a new thing that I've been doing. I think I got two out there, Divine Influencer, and I think I maybe got one other one. So yeah, that's a thing. Oh my goodness, I don't do the C. And just honestly, my sinuses are just like I'll get my nose isn't wet or nothing. I'll just feel you'll feel the congestion sniffles right up in the canal of your bridge, and then you'll get that because I'm a smoker, and you get that that feeling where you got a lump of phlegm right there, and you keep on having to feel like you gotta clear your throat. Yeah, that thing. But hey, here's a plus. This morning is probably the first morning in 6 months that I woke up with no body pains, no neck pain, no jaw pain, no rib pain, no spasms in my butt cheeks, thighs, none of that. Usually my hands are all crampy and it feels like they're like this when they're not. Yeah, I woke up in a really good place this morning, and I don't know what it is, but I feel great. Of course, in a little while it hit me because I always get pains throughout the day and stuff like that. It's never pain-free, but I got a pain-free morning, so I'm happy. Yeah. So, I'm not gonna really touch up a lot on what I'm about to say, but I'm just gonna kind of make it short and brief. I deleted the live stream, but I did a live stream. It was like a 3-4 hour live stream. First of all, if I go live and it's AM hours of the morning, I'm not really looking at the time, so I'm not realizing what time it was. And when my sister came in my last live stream, it was 2 a.m., 2:30, and then was the only one that's allowed to beam is my sister. But I didn't realize that it was so early. I didn't even look at the time to see what time it was when I went, live. And that pink and white two-tone bottle, or pink and yellow, what it is, the vodka strawberry lemonade. I'm pretty calm with it and low key, but I've noticed see, we've been living here for 7 years, and I really don't. It takes a very in particular person around me, in my area and community. It takes a very in particular person for me to just jive with, to be able to be that's my homie, or to chill, or just to hang out, or to talk or converse or any kind of stuff like that. So usually basically I've been around my husband for 25 years, the D, but female interactions in persons and whatever is just, it's not a thing lately. And for 7 years, you know, my boyfriend, he's like my best friend. He really is. He's like, we argue, we, you know, get under each other's skin, but hey, he's like my best friend, like straight up 100. But yeah, female interaction, and I'm okay with that because I'm more of kind of like a closed out person with most people. Um, so that doesn't really bother me too much because, you know, I don't want what comes with it when you have interactions because, you know, everybody always got something to say or everybody always got something to think. And I really don't care about the stuff like that. It's just in the mindset of like, I ain't got time for all that, you know? I got a family. I got, you know, I got a household. I got my influencership, you know. I'm just, you know, I'm out of school, you know. I ain't got time for all that. You know, I'm crazy, you know, act insane, you know, say dumb shit, you know, act stupid, you know, savage mode, whatever, you know, whatever, let loose. You know, I do all that. I'm just not, you know, lately, because transportation is limited, because we're trying to get our truck back on the road. And yeah, I gotta get him glasses. He likes to walk in the walls and stuff. And it's just because his mind is racing so damn fast that he's not paying attention. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, slow down, Cletus. But the last one, I deleted it because I was completely disgusted. I proof watch all my videos because, like I said, I don't want to come off some sort of way. And I was grossed out. I was really, really grossed out. And I know it's the alcohol because I know how I am and I know how I act and I know things I say and how I talk and stuff like that. And it really disgusted me. And, like, that was my point, like, to the whole female interaction. I don't know if, like, 7 years. I don't know if, like, it's been so long that, like, when I saw that my sister, you know, was in the stream or whatever. And we don't really talk a lot because, and no pun intended, you know, it doesn't, you know, whatever. Because what I'm saying is she's got so much going on right now. And with her family and stuff, and her kids moved out. She's in PA. And I noticed that I kept on saying or not Virginia, but South Carolina, North Carolina, and I'm like, Rebel, no, you're thinking of Crystal. And I'm like, she lives in PA. What the what the? And then, you know, I saw things that really irritated me. Like, I hate, like, people like this, and like I was doing it, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing, you know? And I'm sitting there screaming at the screen. I'm like, okay, deleting this. Because I was just like a freaking annoying ass 10-year-old child. And I was like, let me ask you a question. 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 And I'm like, oh my God, I'm proof watching this video and it's like and annoying. And it was totally the alcohol. Because I am not. I'm very low key. I'm very usually quiet in person. And, like, I'll talk and I'll communicate, but I'm like trying to take over the whole damn conversation and the whole situation and take the floor because I don't need center of attention. I don't want center of attention. It's kind of irritating. I love to hear about other people's lives because that means I don't want to talk about myself. But she's got a lot going on right now. I'm not gonna tell her business because I wouldn't, you know, that's not my place, and you know, whatever. I wouldn't want people to do that, you know. But she was going through some doctor stuff, and then she had to have some surgery and some stuff, and I think that's another reason why, like, when she was in the in the stream, and I was kind of just like fucking out of my bananas. I was a lot of that. I had so much on my mind. So much on my mind. And so much going through my mind and stuff like that. And a lot of that was I was really worried about her. I'm an overthinker. So in my mind I'm like, thinking like, God, I hope things work out. I hope everything goes well. Because, in my mind, I'll be thinking something, but then when I go to fucking converse it and say it verbally, excuse my language, maybe it doesn't come off right. Maybe it doesn't come out right. Maybe it doesn't sound right when I'm saying something. That's the skips in my head. Yay, me. When I'm trying to get a point across or something like that, and it's not coming across the way I want it to or the way it's supposed to. And maybe I come off wrong, or maybe I word things wrong. Like with the African American culture, I'm not trying to shade, I'm not trying to anything. I'm just trying to, amongst other people out there that are doing what I'm doing, I just want to raise awareness to say, hey, you know what? Everybody is somebody, and everybody's walks of life should matter and be recognized, and pretty much basically in that kind of sense. So, because they should every walk of life, every what is it, culture, every culture, it should be recognized and appreciated and noticed. And my fingers are a little crappy, but yeah, that kind of stuff. And I'm getting a lot of my nose itching. You get the tickling, and I'm not egotistical, but I'm really in tune. So it's like, not right now, because generally there could be a lot of, and that's what I'm saying, like with the hand tingling, the nose tingling, and the ear ringing. Now, when I did that video, now that doesn't rule out medical. Before you would go, my opinion, my personal opinion, it's like, for people who are like, how can you tell difference? Well, first of all, what I would do is I would like always make sure you go. I need to practice what I preach, but I hate hospitals. I hate doctors. I just hate anything of me going into any facilities or buildings or appointments or stuff like that, because my anxiety is like sky high, and I get really, not for any reason, just because I'm PTSD and I grew up with it. I get really nervous and my chest gets really tight, and I start to get anxiety, not an anxiety attack, but I start to get anxiety feeling in my chest, and I just don't want to do it. I just really don't. I think a big part of me don't want to know, what's going on there, and a big part of me does, but the bigger part of me that don't want to know outweighs the part that does. You get what I'm saying? So, there's that. But pretty much, the way to tell and to separate the two, I would say to always make sure, to get a wellness check on yourself, to go in, get checked out, make sure you're all sound-minded body, and make sure everything's all up to par, and that, like, there's no issues, and, clean bill of health, or, pretty much for the most part anyways, to say, to see where your medical is. And then after that, if let's say everything is sound, mind, and body, and you're good, and you're like, you're good, then you would be like, okay, well, this, I can say that the hand tingling is because I got money coming in, and the left hand is because I'm losing money and stuff like that. And that's where you would go with that. Definitely, I would definitely say rule out medical reasons and possibilities before you go spiritual with the ear ringing or any type of that stuff. Now, the right and left hand itching and tingling when you're the right hand is gaining money and the left hand is losing. That goes back in history. That goes back in way back. That's always been a thing. But there is a small chance that, it could be, as weirdly or oddly as it sounds, it could be like something medical or whatever, why you're doing it, or, I don't know, what you got, something under your skin, whatever case may be. That's kind of cringy to me, but is I would never want to think or believe that that would ever be a thing. Ew! But I'm sure you'd feel something moving around under there if there was something under your skin crawling. Like a frickin'. I don't even. No. But, anyways, I came off pretty disgusted with myself. And I noticed, like, the alcohol made me. Like they say, when you're on alcohol, you tell the truth. That's not always the case. Sometimes you act really stupid and real dumb. Like, straight up. Like, you're like, oh my god, throw that bitch over a bridge. Yeah, like, what are you doing? Shut up. But I noticed that, like, I came off that, like, I made myself sound like I was worse off than what I really am. And I'm like, what are you doing? We can afford clothes. We can afford makeup. Okay. I can't afford the makeup that everybody's using. Okay. As everybody's always going to now, this new era is their key in what kind of makeup they're using, and they're going to the expensive makeup because it lasts longer, it works better, it shows better results, and all power to you. But with me, I mean, yeah, I get $1,000 a month. Most of that is all bills. I probably get like 180, 200, something like that. And you gotta think cigarettes, cigarette filters, sodas, toiletries, anything we need, in that matter, I cover with that. I don't generally spend my money. Like, it'll be my money, do whatever the hell I want to do with it. I might buy some green. I use it more or less for pain than I do for. But I generally don't find myself spending a lot of dough on myself. I see me spending a lot on my daughter or my husband, or my dog or whatever. I might buy me a little something here and there, but it's kind of not really a big thing, all the time thing. It's a once a month thing. I earn on Just Pay and stuff like what. No, I have money cash right now, and in Vibs, but yeah, I generally don't. So on Amazon, I'm gonna be ordering. It's in my shopping cart. It's a $50 mystery, but I'd rather get mystery boxes than just buy makeup straight out, because you can get some really good stuff in there, and sometimes you're gonna get it done. Like I told my husband, I'm like, when you're dealing with mystery boxes, it's a catch-22, because it's just in the same equivalent as gambling, because you never know what you're gonna get. You never know if you're gonna get your money's worth or if you're gonna lose out on the deal. But you want to do mystery boxes, there's a catch-22. It's a gamble. Everything you do in life is going to have a gamble to it. Is it going to be beneficial, or is it going to be not? And you're going to lose out, or you're going to lose money, or whatever. But I like to do mystery boxes, and in my case, like I told my husband, I don't have a stitch of makeup. All my stuff is dried up. My liquid eyeliner, which I use waterproof and smudge proof, like, eyeliner, and yeah, I don't like the charcoal pencil because it's doesn't dry, and it always, like, it transfers, and I don't like that. And I have an oily base skin because I'm native. So, like here and here and basically. So, I usually use foundation, to dry it up a little bit. But, yeah, I don't, all my stuff is dried up. So I got a mystery box coming. I'm gonna order it probably today or tomorrow. I'm not sure. Well, today's Saturday, so I don't know. Might get it. I don't know. Anyways, and there was a lot of bad reviews on it, and some were saying they just got brushes. Some were saying, oh, the makeup is cheap, and that's when I was saying that a lot of people buy expensive makeup, but I just can't afford to do that right now. No way I would be able to spend $50 on 30, 40, $50 on a palette of freaking makeup or shadow, or that's insane to me right now. So mystery boxes are good because you can get a lot of stuff where you can get nothing at all. But like I said, it's like gambling. It's a catch-22. You never know what you're in for until after you do it. And I think it's worth it because I like the mystery. So, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this video at that. I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. And you have a wonderful morning. Thank you. Peace.